guys, it's Miss Pebworth, and this book is called After the Fall, and it's a really great book for a lot of different situations that you might find yourself in. It's about having a hard thing happen and recovering from it. It's about how when something scares you, overcoming that and growing to be bigger and braver and a better person because of it. So it's the story of Humpty Dumpty, and we know the nursery rhyme, Humpty Dumpty sat on a wall, Humpty Dumpty had a great fall. All the king's horses and all the king's men couldn't put Humpty together again. Well, in this book, something different happens. Humpty is put back together again, but he's scared because he fell off of a wall. And he's really scared about what to do next. That wall is a scary thing for him to overcome and kind of traumatic for him. So think about a time that you have felt scared, or maybe even something right now that's scaring you, and how you can recover from it. So see if we can learn from Humpty Dumpty here. After the fall, how Humpty Dumpty got back up again. My name is Humpty Dumpty. This was my favorite spot, high up on the wall. I know it's an odd place for an egg to be, but I love being close to the birds. And then one day, I fell. I'm sort of famous for that part. Folks call it the Great Fall, which sounds a little grand. It was just an accident, but it changed my life. Fortunately, all the king's men managed to put me back together again. Where was it? The King's Court, the King's County Hospital. Well, most of me. There were some parts that couldn't be healed with bandages and glue. And after that day, I became afraid of heights. I was so scared that it kept me from enjoying some of my favorite things. I walked past that wall every day, and I would think about climbing that ladder again. I really missed the birds and being high above the city, but I could never do it because I knew that accidents can happen. I eventually settled for watching the birds from the ground. It wasn't the same, but it was better than nothing. And then one day, an idea flew by. Making planes was harder than I thought. It was easy to get cuts and scratches, but day after day I kept trying and trying. Until I got it just right. Look at that. That's a magnificent paper bird that he built. He worked really hard on it. My plane was perfect. It flew like nothing could stop it. I hadn't felt that happy in a long time. It wasn't the same as being up in the sky with the birds, but it was close enough. Unfortunately, accidents happen. They always do. This plane is going over the wall. I almost walked away again. But then I thought about all the time that I'd spent working on my plane and all the other things I missed. I decided I was going to climb that wall. But the higher I got, the more nervous I felt. I didn't want to admit it. I was terrified. I didn't look up. I didn't look down. I just kept climbing, one step at a time. Until I was no longer afraid. Made it to the top. Look at that. celebrating up at the top. Maybe now you won't think of me as that egg who was famous for falling. Hopefully you'll remember me as the egg who got back up. It's really important to get back up when you have fallen. It's really important to get back up when you're feeling sad or things have happened that are hard. But I also want you to notice something else. There's something happening with him right now. You have to read the pictures for this one. He got back up. He got to the top of the wall. What did he turn into? What happened to him? And learned how to fly. So Humpty Dumpty wants us to remember him as not as the egg that fell, but the egg that got back up, kept trying even when he was so terrified, and he learned how to fly. He hatched into a bird. So remember, even when life is hard, even when you've stumbled and fallen, even when things make your heart sad, it's really important to get back up. Keep going after the fall. When life is hard, you just got to get back up, just like Humpty Dumpty.